Welcome into tonight's Ryco Performance Friday Night and NiS Top Split from the Gateway Motorsports Park. I'm Austin Edstrom, standing alongside Sheldon Atkins, and we've got Austin Derbyshire behind the production booth. As always, we're happy to be back after a one-week hiatus from the Top Split action, having to take the reins of the second split last week at the Coke 600. This week, back on the Top Split, and we got a pretty interesting racetrack. Definitely different than anything we run at. Sheldon, what do you think of old Gateway here in the middle of Illinois?
It's a fun little track. There's not a whole lot of action on hand most weeks, unfortunately, but it's more of a driver's track. You got one lane pretty much around this place, and all four corners. Pretty flat, pretty slow, a lot of shifting. It's a fun little place. There's just not much to say about it.
Yeah, you don't sound like the biggest Gateway fan.
Oh, don't get me wrong.
Am I reading you right?
No, I love running here. It's a really fun track to run on. It's really just point and click, so to speak.
Well, that's a fair point. I can give you that. I would have to agree with you. Not the, definitely not the action track. I can agree with that. Well, what are your keys to the race? What do they need to do to get around here good and get a good finish at the end of the night?
One of the most important things is clean air. If you get behind somebody, especially going into turn one, you're going to wash up a lot in their dirty air. I know clean air is a very easy tap out for having a solid key, but it is monumental here because it's so hard to do anything. Second of all, it's going to be track position. Like, think of New Hampshire in real life, and that's basically what we got here. You don't have a lot of options on what you can do to get by people. So you're kind of just stuck behind somebody unless you can, find a way to get up there. And that way that I've always found works best for tracks like this is strategy. I've noticed two tires here can be pretty impactful. You can get up front, hold people back, and kind of just, click off some easy spots by doing that. So we'll find out.
And to your strategy point, I've noticed late pitting is very, very powerful here. So you're going to see a lot of guys run their stints along, I'd have to imagine. Gonna move into our broadcast picks real quick. I'm up first. I'm going with Nicholas Vroman. I think he's gonna bring home the checkered flag. It looks like he has qualified tonight up in the top 10. So a little bit of a deviation from what we're normal to for Vroman, and I think he's gonna bring home the checkered flag.
I gotta go with Tommy Gossett. We watched him run around here and hang out around the top 10 Monday night, driving a tour mod. So I'm excited to see what he can do with all four corners on it.
And Austin Derbyshire is going with Matt DeCiani. So interesting pick there from Derbyshire. Going to see what Matt can do. Let's see, where's he qualified? He's at 7th right now, right behind my pick of Nicholas Vroman. So there's a good chance. And we're going to use this opportunity to run through our starting grid because we're about to get going. Patrick Gitter up on the pole. Look at that time, 33.678. Garrett Maines, 100th of a second back in second. Third place is going to be Andrew Dyson with Austin Fitzgerald on his outside in fourth. Tommy Gossett lines up on the inside of row number 3 with Nicholas Vroman to his outside in 6. Matt DeCiani going to be lining up in the 7th place spot with Joshua Watson on his outside in 8th, and Edward Schur Jr. will line up in the 9th place position with Timothy Harper rounding out the top 10.
11th place, we got Jose Acosta. On his outside is going to be J.R. Barbarema. 13th place, we got Paul Bergoli, followed by Luis Samaso. 15th place, we're going to have John Payson with Joshua Gaithright to his outside. In 17th spot, we're going to have Luis C. Becerra with Matt Cox on his outside for 18th. And in 19th, we're going to have Danny Gutierrez with James Z. Miller on his outside.
21st is going to be Nolan Hodgson with Miller Bonds in the 22nd place spot. Clayton Hoffman lines up in 23rd with James Houghton in 24th. Thomas Hazard in the 25th place spot with Russ Boisvert in 26th. Ronnie Kuritz on the inside in 27th. Joe Beasley on the outside in 28th. Danielle Forgiarini in the 29th place spot with Tan Carnathan in 30th. Drew Blaze in 31st. And Justin Pearson rounds out the 32-car field here tonight at Gateway. So a lot of cars out on the racetrack. A lot of opportunity for mayhem, I'd say, especially down at turn number 1. The braking zone's a little tricky. I feel like it catches a lot of people out, especially whenever you're packed up in a group like this. I think it could lend itself to a couple accidents here tonight on the restarts.
No, 100%. It is such a hard set of corners to get into. And you've got to do a lot just to get it to work, too. I ran a couple races earlier this week, and the only thing I found was, dropping it down a gear. but you have to brake so early. There is no diving it in here without causing absolute mayhem.
Yeah, and for the most part, you want to avoid that very bottom lane, right? So like the very bottom lane of the racetrack is kind of unusable. You can kind of dip a tire down there, get it rotated. Maybe at some point of the run, you could dip half your car, but you're really not using that inside line. So like on the restart, for the most part, you're going to be trying to keep it a lane up. So that outside line, everybody in the outside group kind of has to shift up a line as well. And I feel like that's where a lot of the incidents start. You know, if somebody's braking for that inside groove, which is really the middle, and maybe just washes up into that outside, or maybe the outside guy just squeezes a little bit down to one.
Yeah, it's an easy corner to have some problems, that's for sure. Especially around mid-pack to the back where you can't really see where you're going 100% going in there. So it's really easy to miss that mark.
And everybody's braking points are just different too. So somebody could just catch somebody out being a little bit earlier. But either way, we're about to find out. The first restart's about to get underway. Everybody's got to go on the drop of the green flag. Patrick Gitter on the inside. Garrett Maines on the outside. Coming to the start here from Gateway Motorsports Park. The Ryco Performance Friday Night NiS Top Split is a green. Down into 1 and 2. Garrett on the outside of Patrick Gitter. Gitter powers through on the inside. Gets a little twitchy on exit. Allows Maines to get back to his outside, down the back straightaway. He's got the run on the outside, but Gitter likely has the preferred groove. Maines did not get far enough in front. Who gets ahead? Coming out of turn number 4, Patrick Gitter on the inside. Our pole sitter still trying to power through, but Garrett Maines with the run off the corner. He's going to take it. Garrett Maines is going to lead lap 1.
Oh, we had 4 wide in the mid part of the pack there, coming through 3 and 4. Oh, we got a car sliding down into the grass onto pit road. Exit.
Oh, that's going to be terrible.
Oh, he's not going to make it back up.
Oh, big collision.
Nobody hit him.
Did they?
Oh, no, somebody got him.
They definitely did.
I was looking for the tower.
Hit him pretty hard there, buddy.
Already 0 for 1.
I'm going to tell you right now. I think it was Danny Gutierrez that hit him. Yeah, it was. Danny Gutierrez got the short end of that stick. Joshua Gathright was the one that got sent through the inside.
Man, that's just what we were talking about earlier. You know, people's braking zones are different, and it is so easy to have that happen.
And there's nothing Gathright can really do in that situation. He's been turned sideways. He's on the brakes. There's absolutely nothing that any of these guys can do. Gutierrez just had nowhere to go.
No, at that point, you're just along for the ride.
Everybody's snaking out of turn number 4. Pushing for everything they got. In that dirty air, they really wash up to the outside wall, just about hit it down every time out of that corner. Can't really say I'm surprised.
Yeah, this is a pretty hard little place to get around. 3 and 4, it feels, you know, so easy and just so smooth to get into. But 1 and 2, nothing ever seems to feel right.
I've always felt that way. 3 and 4 feels like there's a flow to it, which can lead itself to bad racing. It's super hard to pass through 3 and 4. 1 and 2 has always just been uncomfortable. But to be fair, that's where you're going to see most of the passing tonight.
It just feels like you're bottoming out on both parts of 1 and 2.
It does.
It not really the fun parts of the car to bottom out, just the splitter.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it, but I think that's where we're going to see most of the action. Got a couple guys going at it down into 3. Everybody kind of having a heat wave wherever they were at. Long, flat corner, not really much you can do. Sometimes you can find some momentum on that very outside groove to give yourself an opportunity to dive down to the inside into turn 1. But other than that, it's going to be pretty hard to make a move done just in 3 and 4.
Tell you one thing that I'm really happy to see is that we didn't have a giant wreck before we even got to the start-finish line like we did in the Monday Night SOF.
Yeah, that is a positive. I'll give you that. That's a big positive. Starting out a little bit better than we did Monday night. Didn't have that botched start, and then, what, 30 cars get the wave around?
It was interesting for sure.
I mean, we had The last 25 guys, single file. Only 2 rows, 2x2 on the first restart. That race was doomed from the beginning.
Wait, you don't like the 2003 starts?
Well, it's a little, whenever there's more dirty air than there was in 2003, it makes it a little bit more difficult to pass. Tommy Gossett, though, he was passing with a modified the other night. Looks like he's making a pass on the outside here. Gossett to the outside of Edward Schurer Jr. Ed going all the way down to the bottom of the racetrack, trying to slide him off the corner. He's able to do it. Shedward, kind of like that. Might do that, or might say that from now on. Shedward Jr. Move him up to 8th.
It is a difficult name to call. I had to call it all night last night in the High Slide Truck Series.
How was that race?
It honestly, Ed and Causey just locked bumpers the entire race, and they almost lapped the entire field.
Man!
Caution. They were incredible out there last night. So, and then they blew it.
Oh.
No, they had a huge wreck in the back half of the pack. Then just 10 laps to go. Cautions breed cautions kind of deal.
That's always a tough break. We won't be seeing any of that tonight. I mean, we could see a tough break. Don't get me wrong. We could have a very ill-timed caution that maybe allows somebody to put on some tires further back, or maybe it's in the middle of a green flag pit cycle. But other than that, I feel like we're in for a relatively straightforward race. Patrick Gitter's not backing too far off of Garrett Maines here for the race lead. Only half a second back. Not really too much between these two up front.
I mean, we remember how much of a fit Conti gave Maines Monday night. And, you know, Gitter's got probably the same thing under the hood right now that Conti had. So this could be a really good battle shaping up between these two throughout this race.
That's a really good point. I didn't think about that. Conti was very, very quick on Monday night. Garrett Maines trying to right the wrongs of the early week here tonight, but Patrick Gitter showing him that it's not going to be so easy. 10 laps in, Patrick Gitter running really good lap times. Not too much movement through the field so far. Looking back to Nicholas Vroman, he's up to 5th from 6th. Joshua Watson right behind him, up to 6th from 8th. Tommy Gossett is down to 9th from 5th. Other than that, not really a lot of movement. James Houghton back in 14th. He started in the 24th place spot. And Clayton Hoffman's up to 17th from 23rd. Not too many big-time movers so far.
Come on, Tommy, I need you to go the other direction. I picked you, man.
Maybe he's saving tires. Maybe.
Tommy saving tires?
I mean,
I've only ever known that dude to have one speed in his full send.
Maybe he's learned something here this week. We'll see. I mean, he was really quick in the modified, so I have faith.
I'm hoping.
Side by side down into 1 and 2. I think John Payson on the outside. Clayton Hoffman on the inside. Jose Acosta on the outside here, coming down to 3, getting past. Oh, a little bit too far down to the corner, allowing Jose to get back to the inside. Not J.R. Bormarima, I think that's Luis Almoso. Almaso, yeah, that's how it is. I always mess up his name, but he's on the outside. Salmaso, and he takes the spot away from Jose there, gets it completed. James Houghton to the inside,
Jose just got turned.
And he's wrecking Jose down to the inside, spinning through the grass, up back across the racetrack. Caution flag flies. Everybody avoids him.
Man, that was just see Jose taking up there against the wall. Doesn't really fades a little bit, but I can't. I need to see an onboard from.
That is a very tight side draft. Yeah, he's not giving Jose much room to move whatsoever. I don't know. I feel like that might be just a little bit too close if you're Houghton.
Punisher machine really earning its name on that one.
I just didn't think he had to side draft so hard. I just feel like he's too close. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just a little much.
I don't know. Did Jose do something to tick him off there a lap or so before?
I mean, maybe. I mean, if he did, then fair enough.
That was a little aggressive. Like, that was a little much, though.
A lot of the field coming down pit road. Some of these guys choosing not to. Interesting split strategy decision here in the early going. Only 3 sets of tires behind pit wall. A lot of these guys choosing to use them after 14 laps of running. Seems a little early.
I don't know if I do that.
Because you know you got to use one around halfway. I mean, can pitting here get you to the end on one pit stop? Like, is that the strategy, or could you do that beforehand? I think you could do that beforehand. Well, either way.
Interesting call.
It's just interesting to burn a set right now. I don't know. It might be the right call. If it makes it to where they can one stop it, then I get it. If this thing runs green, then they're good to go.
But hey, there's Tommy. P1.
Yeah, maybe he was saving tires. That's why he stayed out.
Maybe he was.
I do think he's going to drop here pretty quick, though. Garrett Maines, Patrick Gitter, Andrew Dyson all looked very, very quick.
Yeah, but you got a handful of guys in between, though, and
3 of them.
That dirty air can be problematic. No, just 3 of them.
Not wrong.
He's going to drop pretty quick.
We'll see. We'll see. Have to see how long Tommy Gossett can hold on to the lead whenever we go back racing.
I do know the race that I ran here earlier this week, it didn't feel like I wore tires at all.
Yeah, I ran a 30-lap run earlier on the fixed set, and it was 5/10 of fall off. I mean, it was not a lot. And that was a fixed setup. Imagine the open setup with these guys actually tuning them in. Probably no fall off whatsoever. 3/10. Let's see if we had any on that first run. Our race leader from beforehand, Garrett Maines, had 2/10. 2/10 of fall off.
Oh man, pack it up, send it home.
That's a lot. So I don't know.
Terrible.
Gossett could hang on. Gossett could definitely hang on. That's only 2/10, and I think Tommy was saving his tires a little bit more than Maines was up front.
We'll find out what Tommy is doing here.
Yeah, if he continues to bleed positions, then we'll know that he's just slow. And your pick was bad. But we'll see. I'm hoping for him.
You know, you never know.
I'm hoping for him. And he's coming back. He's coming down to the restart zone, ready to take the green flag. Tommy Gossett, your race leader. And we're back racing from Gateway. And Gossett's got a huge jump. Maines did not get going whatsoever from 5th.
Oh, he's just got pushed down into turn 1 there.
Yeah, contact with Gitter. Gitter goes through. Now the top runner on the newer tires. Heavy into the outside wall. James Houghton gets turned, but somebody else went hard, almost 90-degree impact into the outside fence. Before that, I don't know who the heck that was, but they got absolutely destroyed coming out of turn number 2.
You know, Jose's got to be laughing.
I think it was...
Got into the back of the 24, and...
Yeah, it was Ed.
24 had nowhere to go but the wall, and came back down and boomeranged on him.
Contact from Houghton. Send him down to the bottom. Contact again. Send him up to the top. Sure, comes off, destroys the fence, and Houghton gets caught up in it.
Terrible, terrible break for Scherer. Just minding his own business.
No kidding.
And actually, you know, you're getting shoved into the wall coming out of turn 2.
That's a heavy impact out of nowhere, too. I mean, that is going to be huge damage to fix. Impossible to get all that fixed. There will be damage that is not fixable on that thing. I can tell you that for sure.
I think we just witnessed the first strike of karma tonight.
Yeah, I think Houghton's fine, though. I think his damage was fixable.
Well, this is Scherer's karma for completely breaking the truck race we covered last night.
Oh.
Got right into him. Just stayed on him.
surprised it wasn't bigger, to be honest. That happened right in the mid-pack. Somebody gets turned late into the corner of the outside wall. They come back down. I'm really, really surprised that didn't collect 7, 8 cars.
That's a more terrible feeling to have the thing miss and just...
Did he get clipped, or did he just spin it?
I think he got clipped.
Gotta see exactly what happened. That was a weird spin, though, so I imagine he did get clipped. Didn't get a good... Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm sure we saw that on one of the other replays. Not really what I was paying attention to whenever I was seeing a car pound the fence, but...
Nothing he could have done there.
No. Who was that, Russ Boisvert?
Yep.
Not too much damage for him, but...
That's one of my buddies.
Still frustrating. Still frustrating. Tommy Gossett up at the front, getting ready to have another restart. Somebody stopped at the bottom. Hopefully that doesn't tack on another lap of yellow here.
No, they're rolling, so it shouldn't.
Yeah. I think we're going to be okay. Lucky us. Don't have to sit through another long pace lap here from Gateway. And the pace car's going to come in this time out of turn number 4. Tommy Gossett going to have another chance on the restart to show his muscle. He had a really, really good restart the first time. Maybe a little unfortunate that the caution flag flew. Either way, Patrick Gitter now the new fifth place runner. Highest of the new tires. What can he do? What can Tommy Gossett do? Up at the front of the field. Coming to lap 22. Green flag is out. Tommy Gossett in the restart zone. Not as good of a jump whatsoever. Timothy Harper, sorry. Had a good jump but did not have a good shift. Ends up falling back. Coming down into turn number 1, and Gossett assumes the race lead.
Oh, he's got a mirror full of Harper right now, keeping him in the back straightaway. All but touch bumpers there coming through 1 and 2. Gossett's going to work himself out to a 2/10 advantage, diving down here into turn 3 as Maines is side by side on the inside of the 27 of Miller.
Yeah, Maines still trying to...
Pretty easy pass here. Oh, no.
Maines is still trying to make up for his mistake, though, on that restart earlier. He's having to work through the field, working through a... well, he's on... Is he on newer tire? Or is he on new tires too, the 27? No, Miller is actually on the...
Oh, 27's on old, yeah. I thought you were talking about Maines. So I was like, yeah,
Maines
is on new tires. What are you talking about? We watched him pit, man.
Yeah, I knew Maines was on new tires, of course. But either way, the 27 losing out, like you would expect. A couple of these guys are going to start struggling. Clayton Hoffman... The next one on the board to the outside, losing a spot to Patrick Gitter, and now Garrett Maines is looking down to the inside. I imagine Maines is not going to be too patient around these old tire runners up at the front. He's got to get to Patrick Gitter pretty quick.
No, I don't think he's going to be too patient at all, but I don't think a lot of these guys are really going to try and hold him back either. Because you know how fast Maines is, you know how aggressive he can be. Gitter going to dive down to the bottom of Harper here coming into turn 3. I have reason to believe that's going to be a pretty simple pass. He catches a little bit of rumble strip coming in. It's going to push him up. We're going to run tight through the center, and Gitter and him are going to be dead equal coming down the front straightaway. Maine's going to the bottom.
That's the thing about running up in the middle of the corner in 3 and 4. If you've got the advantage, if you've got a bumper in front, you're going to be fine coming out. You just push up the racetrack a little bit, and you're going to be dead even, if not a little bit better. This time out of 2. Gets the pass completed, and it's a hornet's nest further back. Going down to 1 was about 3 wide, further back for about 20th.
Yeah, Harper backed it down there. He could have made that a lot harder for Gitter, and I think he's going to do the same thing for Maines here. He knows that they're on fresher stuff, and he knows that they're better. So, why are you going to try and run side by side through such a tight corner? Oh, and he's going to the wall coming out of 4.
Timothy Harper bleeding positions, hitting the wall. Now he's side by side with another guy that did not take tires, Clayton Hoffman. Still one more of these guys have not been passed. It's Tommy Gossett, but that's looking to change. Patrick Gitter looking to the inside, looking to take the race lead for the first time tonight. Well, I guess he started on the pole, didn't he? But he didn't lead a lap. So Patrick Gitter trying to lead a lap for the first time tonight, and he's to the inside of Gossett. into 3 and 4. Gossett just does not have the tire to keep up with him.
That doesn't matter, though. At the same time, we know Gossett. Gossett likes to make it hard for you to get by him.
How hard can he make it?
He's kind of get her. There you go. That's what I was talking about. Gear's going to slide right up into him here and cycle back in line, and here comes Maines right to the bottom.
Fighting for second now. Tommy Gossett would not budge on the outside of 1 and 2. Patrick Gator was able to hang on. Now he's stuck on the outside. He's got Garrett Maines to his inside, looking to take that second place spot back. Garrett Maines with the dirty air, not really able to do everything he wants to. Gator gets a better run, but he tags the fence, and now Maines can side draft down the straight.
And it's just how important it is to get to that clean air as early as possible. These guys are driving as hard as they can to get by each other so that they can get to that clean air and save a little bit of tire and try to build an advantage on whichever one gets the lead here. Because like you saw it, when Maines got behind Gossett, that huge run he had, it was gone. He slid up. You're about to see it right here, too. There it is. It's just so hard when you got somebody in front of you.
Tommy is loving this. I mean, he couldn't ask for anything better. Gitter finds the fence again.
Oh, Tommy's getting to do what he loves to do best, man.
Oh, Gitter trying to side draft. Trying to out-drive Maines down to the corner, but he's too deep into one.
Oh, he went way too deep.
Way to the outside goes Gitter. Garrett Maines through to second.
And look who's worked his way up into the picture.
Gossett. Look at Roman right there, baby.
Look at Roman. Man, it's like clockwork. You don't think about him for, the first quarter of the race, and then you just look up, and there he is.
Yeah, he just hangs around, and he gets up there. We're not even a third of the way through this race, right? I mean, we still got a ways to go. Not even a fourth of the way. Still got one more lap until we cross that mark. Long ways to go left here at Gateway.
No, and Roman's just back there, minding his P's and Q's and keeping his tires on him while these two up here in front of him are racing, everything they have off just to try and get by each other for second.
How much do the tires even matter, though?
Well, once you get them hot.
Yeah, that's
You're not going to have a whole lot of fall off, but you're not going to have a whole lot of maneuverability either is the thing.
Oh, and Gossett doesn't have any up at the front right now, sliding up a little bit into turn 3. On the outside, Garrett Maines trying to push himself through to the race lead to the inside of Tommy Gossett. And Gitter is readying himself to follow Maines through down into 1. Gossett on the outside. Gitter trying to find a spot. Gossett squeezes him. Maines is through to first. Gitter can't quite get the drive out of 2.
But here's the thing. Everybody out here just took note of that. How many laps that boy lead on old tires? That could be a factor way later in this thing.
It was about 10. It was a good chunk.
We guess a late race caution. We're going to see a bunch of 2-tire and no tire. I can almost call it from here.
I can agree with that. I can definitely see that happening. I'm surprised that so many people came down and took tires though, because it was so early.
Oh, the 25 big loose on the inside of the one of the 12 cars here in 1 and 2.
It just feels like it's really early to burn up a tire set. Patrick Goodrich to the inside of Gossett again for second. Gossett does not make it easy for people to pass. I can agree with you on that.
No,
I mean, he is pinching Gitter through 3 and 4.
He went to the Ryan Newman School of Driving, and it's worked for him on occasion.
Oh,
and Gitter got really tight. He locked him up going into 1 and 2 there.
Oh, he just drives it in a little bit too low. Gossett pinches his entry off a little bit. Gitter has to kind of force himself down a little bit lower, gets on the brakes, and just both times he's been down there into 1, it just has not worked out. He's gone a little bit too deep.
Tell you what, I say it every week and it's not like a broken record, though. Gitter has one mean-looking hot rod.
You like it?
Yeah, I like that black and red RCR number 21. There's just something
fair
about it.
I like that red. That red pops. I'll give you that.
Sure does. No, with the little silver highlights.
Hopefully it doesn't pop off the race car the next time that he goes to the inside of Tommy.
I think if Tommy gives him too much more issue, I think Gitter might be moving him out of the way a little bit.
I could see that. I think Patrick might be a little frustrated. He's now sitting 9/10 back from the race leader. And he before the caution, he was only half a second. He just hasn't been able to get past Gossett. So I imagine Gitter is very, very irritated here in 3rd.
Oh, yeah. And Tommy's also one of those guys. He has a way of working his way under your skin when you're racing against him.
Gitter tries to get the run off. Can he get the side draft?
Oh, he's got it. But Tommy is not going to make it easy. He's going to run tight down here into 3 and 4. Hold him down there to the
pushes him
curb.
up just a little bit. Oh, man, nothing between them. Gitter just trying to keep the side draft going off the corner. Gossett, all the racetrack used. He's going to pull him back before they get down to 1. What can Gitter do this time on the brakes into 1?
Not much you can do down there on the bottom going into 1, but he's going to try. He's going to get right to the quarter panel here, try to get him tightened up a little bit.
Close, but no cigar.
Tommy's just going to get the run coming off.
Wow. The old tires are hanging on. Clayton Hoffman, too, still hanging on to 6.
Right now, Maines is just walking off. Second out. Looks like he's managing a gap right now, not really pushing. Because he knows that these two behind him are going to wear his stuff off.
Yeah, and Gossett's got 15 lap older tires. And he's just holding up Gitter, so Maines doesn't have anything to worry about.
Yeah, but I do not see Gitter being patient for much longer. I see that old chrome horn coming into play.
I'm surprised he hasn't moved him yet.
It's because they know the cameras are on him.
Lights.
Camera.
Action.
That was a nice diversion.
I'm upset at your commitment to the bit.
I forgot what was supposed to come next.
Camera? Come on, man.
I said camera.
Yeah, but you said it like a question.
Oh.
Big difference.
Hang on, let's try it again.
Yeah. Nope.
Oh,
you ruined it once. We can't
We're done?
fix it. Yeah.
Disappointment.
You don't get a second chance with a pretty girl at a bar, do you? No.
Wait, you get a chance with the pretty girls at the bar?
No.
Either way, Garrett Maines with a 1.1 second lead. It's awesome. Our wonderful producer, Austin Derbyshire, just said, "I go to the bar and tell them my iRating." Reminds me.
In the can.
Edstrom, do you remember? Zachary Latimer's strategy for picking up girls back in the day?
I don't. Can't say I do.
He used to go to bars with screenshots of his car on iRacing and say that he's a Penske development driver.
Oh, I do remember that. What a...
Apparently it worked.
He says it worked. He could have been pulling our leg. I don't know,
dude,
man.
he does have a kid. And just about any time I've seen him post anything on Snapchat back in that time frame, there was typically a different chick around.
Then maybe I need to take some lessons. Maybe I need to go show around my virtual race car to some chicks.
We're talking about Latimer's exploits. What's going on here?
Oh, Hodgson. A little bit too much. Spins it off into the dirt. No yellow flag. Too far off the racetrack. Tough break for the 12. Poor Patrick Gitter. He's getting passed by Roman, by Nicholas Roman. Roman takes it down into 1. Oh my word, Roman. Gitter's got to be fuming.
Oh. Gitter just burning stuff up, trying to keep up there with Gossett and get by Gossett and get to Maines. And, for Roman doing the thing that he does every week that we talk about every week. He's just back there. He's methodical. He runs a calm race, no stress, no problems.
Oh, look at him.
Saves his tires, and here he comes. He's just going to blow by Gossett here going into 1 and 2.
I mean, Roman is moving right now. What can he do whenever he gets the clean air? Can he run up to our race leader? We're going to have to wait and see. Joshua Watson's coming 2 to 4th also.
I can assure you, because you saw how long Maines took to get by our buddy in the 80 machine there. Like, I'm sure Roman's going to work his way up there.
Whew. Gossett has achieved his mission, I'd say.
Well, he's got about 15 other cars to be a kidney stone, too. Then I think he'll finally feel completed in his actions today.
Operation Parachute Gitter has been a success.
Yeah, I mean, look at this. Gitter is
holy cow,
falling back behind Watson now.
He burned up those rear tires a little bit too much trying to get past the 80, and it just didn't really work out.
No, he's fuming.
Oh, absolutely.
I would love to hear. I swear, I wish we had access to everybody's radios. I'm talking about the Discord chats, my friend.
Make Discord illegal. so we can all listen to all the crap everybody's talking. Joshua Watson, he makes the move look easy on Gossett. Gitter's still sitting back there in 5th.
Well, Gossett's going to run it close here. I thought he was about to turn him coming down the back straightaway.
To be fair, I'm impressed with Gossett because he was dropping like a rock at the start of this race. Dropped from what, 5th to 10th? Caution flag comes out. He stays out on old tires. And he's still running 4th. So credit to him.
That's the advantage of the clean air that he had there earlier.
You're not wrong. But as the field has started to spread out, we're going to go ahead and take our first commercial break of the evening. Be sure to stay with us. We've got more race in action whenever we come back with more Ryco Performance Friday Night NiS Top Split action.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back to tonight's Ryco Performance Friday Night NiS Top Split action from the Gateway Motorsports Park here in Illinois, just outside of St. Louis. It's definitely not how you say it, but Luis Almaso has just gone around out of turn number 2, and that is why we were under the yellow flag. Sheldon, what happened?
St. Louis just dives in, gets in pretty deep here, and Tries to cut to the throttle. Has a little bobble. And then just loses it coming off the corner.
He spun
It's
it
easy to
out
do.
down in the grass right there, and the yellow flag had to fly.
I know he's happy that they have the wall pulled back at that weird angle down the back straightaway.
The one time
That's
that it's
for
ever
sure.
worked. The one time that it's ever helped. I mean, it's terrible design.
Is it
But
still
here it
like
helped him.
that?
Yes, yeah.
Wow. I wonder who's going to almost kill themselves off it, and they're going to put a safer barrier there.
I don't... it very well could have happened with the Denny Hamlin, Ross Chastain stuff.
That was fun to watch. I hope we get that again.
That's the only way that Gateway can be entertaining.
Well, no, the giant fire show that they show, like that they have on the back
Pre-race?
straightaway, yeah, on the pre-race, that Fox never catches anytime they go there.
Are you surprised?
That's pretty awesome. Yeah, it's
Are you
Fox.
surprised? Luckily,
Yeah.
we only have 2 more races of NASCAR on Fox for this year. Rejoice,
Wake me up
celebrate.
when you're going to tell me that we only have 2 races of NASCAR on Fox, period.
It'll be another 7 years at the minimum, unfortunately.
Speaking of NASCAR on Fox. Garrett Main's out here holding a pretty wheel.
How's that speaking of NASCAR on Fox?
I'm making fun of Boyer and trying to lead us back into the action that
I did not
is about
get
to
the
be happening
Boyer
on track.
reference or
It's a pretty wheel.
impression. I don't... I'm going to need you to sell it a little bit more next time. You know who's holding a really pretty wheel after all that? Tommy Gossett. He has saved a set of tires, and he's running up in 4th. He's looking pretty. If he's got if this becomes a weird caution race where everybody's got to come and take that last set, he's got a strategical advantage coming to the end of this thing with that extra set in his back pocket.
Strategical. That was a big word for you.
Was it?
Yeah.
I'm from the good part of Alabama.
Okay. It's showing.
I hope so.
You don't break out into yodels at random. But anyway, we're going green here. Garrett Maines with a nice jump on the field here. He's going to pull away a couple car links. Everybody behind him is going to get shored up side by side.
Like DW's Buggities, you should yodel whenever we go green for the first time every night.
I just did SpongeBob laugh.
Oh, let's not do that.
We're going to do that. Roman losing a spot on that restart.
Not too surprising in that second place spot. Kind of hard to restart out there. We've seen it been done before tonight. Pretty good, but it's a tough ask. Patrick Gitter trying to flex his muscle now on Gossett. Hoffman into his back bumper.
Yeah, Hoffman just giving him a little tandem down the front straightaway here, trying to get him set on into the corner.
Hey, whatever works, right?
Yeah. Hoffman running a pretty good race here in P6. They're
Patrick
side by
Gitter's-
side behind him.
Patrick Gitter's got to be so tired of the back bumper of Tommy Gossett.
Yeah, Tommy,
Oh,
I'd be letting him go by at some point here.
The 25 got to the back of the 14. Going down to the 3. Austin Fitzgerald hung on to it and tried to power around the outside of DeCiani. And Houghton, he was in that wreck. Oh, he was in 2 wrecks earlier. Now looking back to the inside in the top 15.
I figured he'd be junked by now.
You figured, but you
I
figured
wrong.
I told you that
Oh, the
left rear
25
was
in the
fine.
fence.
He was fine. He just had a little bit of damage to fix, and he's going to be A-okay and get back on the racetrack.
Here's where it gets confusing. The 12, passing the 12. Diving deep into turn 3 here.
Is it for P12?
I don't know.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God, it's for P12. It's actually for P12, boys.
Oh, God, dude, that's too many 12s, man. I can't do it.
The stars are aligning. We got 312s in action right here. Paul Bergoli on the inside. Can he get it done on Timothy Harper? Doesn't look like he's going to do it. Actually falls into the clutches of Jose Acosta there. Now his 13th place spot is on the line. Jose, he's recovered too from getting spun out not too long ago.
I'm kind of curious to see what happens if old Jose finds his way back to his buddy there, Houghton. Well, we have a Canadian 2-wide right now, our producer pointed out. That the Tim Hortons machine on the outside here of Houghton.
Canada's not real.
You better be careful. Houghton might order a double-double, and he does, going down the back straightaway.
Houghton's definitely
He's
aggressive.
gonna dive it
so,
in there.
Making an enemy out of Houghton's probably not a good idea. I can tell you that out of experience.
He's just driving possessed tonight, man. I think he's actually going through that Punisher arc right now.
He's like a ragey teenager. He might actually be, I don't know, but he drives like it. It works for him for the most part, so hey, if he gets away with it, get away with it.
Our producer over here reading out the thoughts I'm thinking out loud.
It's a good thing nobody can hear him. Y'all are freaks.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Sheldon, you have a kid. You've had sex.
Oh, we got to
dude.
spin on the front straightaway. Oh,
surprised
Houghton
it's Houghton?
turned the Canada mobile.
Are you surprised
It's
it's
not
Houghton
going to
in
be
the,
popular.
Yeah, are you surprised it's Houghton in the 27? I mean, I'm not.
That is not going to be popular to our buddies up north. Darby's disappointed. Karen is absolutely enraged right now.
A Canadian has been crashed.
So we see the 27 coming up here a little bit high, catches the fence, and
Oh, well, that's not even
no,
Houghton's fault.
that's not even Houghton's fault.
Yeah, you can't. There's nothing he could have done in that. I mean, obviously he could have reacted, but that's not really. It's not really his fault.
He could have reacted, but he's having fun with the left rear quarter pounds on these guys tonight, so we'll just let him proceed.
I mean, it slowed him down pretty heavy, very quickly. Like that was that's tough to react to. So I definitely give out the benefit of the doubt on that one. That's kind of tough. How big did 27 get hit coming back across the racetrack?
No, he didn't. He did.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, never mind. Oh, that was a huge
dude,
crash behind.
He did not get hit. Look at that clean race car.
Another one.
Joshua Gathright. Oh boy.
Oh,
Sheldon, did you know that he did not get hit?
He did not get hit. I thought that they were going to miss him, man. That wreck happened like 10 minutes before they got there.
Yeah, but you're so far back, you just don't see it behind so many guys. You get on the brakes late, and, well, the next 3 guys get on the brakes late.
That's just...
Tim Hortons. Horton gets turned by who?
We're going to have a moment of silence for
How?
Tim Horton.
10.
No, well, we'll have one for Tim Horton.
Wait, is our producer making us give Tim Horton a moment of silence? Is that what I'm hearing?
Indeed he is. It's actually
Okay,
a double moment of silence. So it's
We're
going to be 2
going
moments of
to
silence.
observe a moment of silence for Timothy Horton. I thank the Lord Maple Leaf and maple syrup for all that you do. All right, now that our Canadian halftime intermission is out of the way, can you tell how crazy Gateway makes us? This is what we're talking about up in the broadcast booth under caution. Gateway, man, Gateway. What are you thinking, Sheldon?
I've just got Canada blasting over here in the background right now.
Oh, okay. Make sure you have my edited lyrics in, please.
Oh, Canada corner.
No, thank you.
I don't know, man. Right now, I don't really see how anybody's going to have anything for Maines or Roman. I mean, I know that's a pretty safe statement here, but I think Roman's going to get a really good start here.
Yeah, I'd say that's pretty low-hanging fruit.
Yep. I mean, hey, you guys pick these two, so typically, sometimes, used to. All right, that was a nice savage roast.
Sheldon, did he just call you short?
He did, but hey, I've got an inch on Levine, so.
How tall? Oh, that's not very tall.
Yeah, well, I'm not Levine.
Well, even an inch on Levine is not very tall.
go cry in the corner now. Thank you.
Are you like 5'8"?
Yep.
Oh, shorty McShort short.
It's okay. Regan was 5'6".
Hey, I think you're taller than Kyle Larson.
I am. Yep, Richard Regan is 5'6".
What the heck? Could you imagine meeting the president of the United States and towering over him?
Yo. Be great.
It just wouldn't feel right. I have no idea.
Biden's pretty tall.
But could you imagine we elect a 5'4" president?
I'm voting for either Peter Dinklage or Ryco Abreu. I feel like Ryco Abreu would be a pretty awesome president.
I don't.
I feel like every Wednesday it would just be a mandatory shotgun a beer day. Per federal law.
Hey, if it gets me out of work, I'm down for it. We've got past halfway in this race from Gateway. Still 60 laps on offer, just about. Garrett Maines coming through the restart zone in just a moment. Joshua Watson, his teammate, on the outside. Two more teammates right behind him in row number 2. And Garrett Maines first to the gas. And we're racing again. James Houghton making it 3 wide to the inside already.
Man, Houghton is just... He's aggressive today, that's for sure.
Today?
You got Roman going to cinch off that second spot, take it from Watson here.
Watson's trying to get it back. Not going to be able to do it. Down into turn 2. Houghton still to the inside. A little bit further back, I believe, of DeCiani. He's trying to rotate the outside of the racetrack. Not quite able to do it. And it looks like Houghton picks up 3 spots on the restart. It's working for him.
Oh, look out, what's sideways.
Heavy into the outside wall, spinning back across the racetrack. Still straight, so no yellows come out yet.
How did he save that? I mean, aside from everybody else's front bumper behind him, but holy crap.
Andrew Dyson, how in the world? I can't believe a yellow flag has not flown. He got rear-ended heavy.
Somebody give this dude a golden sticker.
Justin Lee Pearson
amazing.
Just flew out of nowhere and destroyed him down the front straightaway. Somehow he was able to hang on to it afterwards. And, well, we stayed racing.
Just a little bit of contact with the 14 here. Head on into the fence. Lucky that didn't end it.
Just shot him forward.
Yeah.
Here's the speed boost you ordered. Your bumper's now caved in, but... oh, well. I mean, Fitzgerald... oh, that's just too tight. Too far up from Fitzgerald.
I mean, that seems to be the trend here tonight. Just a huge shot to the rear bumper.
Similar to Darlington. People getting a little bit too close. Patrick Gators to the inside of Tommy Gossett. I feel like I've said that for the 30th time. Still cannot complete the pass.
I'm wondering. Oh, I think he's going to give him the horn a little bit here going into 3.
Nope, he's too far back.
Oh, it looked like he was close enough there for a second. Backed off him, I guess.
Patrick, what are you doing, buddy? I would have hit him by now. He's to the inside again.
Get her here to the bottom of Gossett going into turn 1. Gossett. Oh, Gitter's going to shove it in there a little bit deeper this time. Yeah, those words I just said.
He shoved it in deeper, but still did not get a sound out of Tommy Gossett. Still side by side into turn 3. And it looks like Gossett's going to be able to hang on to it around the outside for now.
Man, if I was Tommy, I wouldn't be pinching him this hard. This much, man.
I mean, it's working for him. It almost didn't if Hoffman would have turned him.
It's working for him now, man, but that's not going to work every lap of this thing. Eventually, you're going to get run over. Gitter is showing great patience here.
Well, he's, oh, it's tight whenever they come to that gap. I just get nervous every time we're going to have some type of netcode contact.
Gitter pulling the side draft here, coming into turn 3. Diving back down the bottom here. Yo, he's giving him the door now.
A little bit of a hip check through the center. Tommy came down, Patrick came up. And there's just still nothing between them. Holy cow.
There's just nothing you can do. These cars are so close on pace right now. I mean, I feel like Gitter would be better off if he was in front of him for sure.
Oh.
And he's going to dive it here through center. Another tap on the door coming off, but everybody's going to walk away clean.
I'm surprised Hoffman hasn't made it 3 wide yet.
Point.
I feel like Hoffman has an opportunity to do something really crazy. Oh, Tommy really pinches him. This might be it this time. I can't believe they're still holding on to it. Holy cow, man. These guys cannot stop. They've been going at it since like lap 30.
Somebody paint a 6 on the side of Gossett's car. Oh, there we go. Oh, no, there we don't go. Yeah, there we go. It's over. Gitter's got it.
Finally, Gitter had to get his elbows out. But he's got the 4th place spot, and he can finally focus forward.
Because I don't think Houghton's going to put up with that as much as Gitter did there.
Well, Houghton got by immediately, so...
well, never mind. There we go. Yep. Or did he? He did. It's hard to tell when they're coming down the straightaway at you like that, man.
Leans on him. He knows he's got to be aggressive. He's really running them up the racetrack. Hoffman trying to get the spot quick. Oh, my word.
Even going into turn 3 here, bouncing off each other going into turn 3, man.
They are leading. Oh, Hoffman into the fence, or into the door again. He shoves Gossett out of the groove, and he takes the spot. Does Gossett just lie over, or does he just drive a little too deep into one?
Well, if he was smart, he'd let it be.
Wow.
Smart, I'll give him credit.
Cool heads prevail. Tommy Gossett starting to fall a little bit. Back to 7th.
I mean, at the same time here, Gossett knows that he's burned his stuff off playing with a Gitter for so many laps. And you know that all these guys behind you know how aggressive you're driving. And honestly, like, you know, for me, like, if I'm the 3rd car back and I'm watching somebody getting raced like crap, I started to get mad at the guy that was racing the other dude like crap. Like, I don't know if that's just me, but, like, I get irritated. I'm like, ah, damn it, I'm going to pass that guy. He's going to do the same crap to me. Which is why I saw everybody kind of use him up there once Gitter got by.
Well, the fork in the road has kind of been removed.
I thought Roman was going to be a little, as we look at the Canada car again, but I thought Roman was going to be hounding Maines a little bit more here. Almost 2 seconds back.
Hey, he's just not really that close.
No, oh, hey, we got our buddy Cox out here too.
Cox on the outside of Canada. Trying to get the move done on Tim Horton.
Love how we're just making meme cars out of these guys. Like, you know how many hours that dude probably put into that paint scheme. We're just like, oh, there's the double down the back straightaway.
Here's Tim Horton, eh? He plays for the Vancouver Canucks.
Hey, dude, you like gotta stop. My brain short circulating over here. It's all water under the fridge, bubs.
Coxing out of the inside of Horton. It's really James Miller, by the way. Anytime we're talking about that, it's James Miller on the outside. Matthew Cox trying to get the spot on the inside of turn number 2. It's just impossible to get the run off or out of one of these corners to clear somebody. That seems to be the big problem. You're just getting side drafted all the way down the straightaway, and everybody just gets locked in these side-by-side battles unless you make a mistake. Cox almost did through the center of 3 and 4. Lets him have a better run on exit, though, on Miller. But again, side draft battle all the way down the front.
Yeah, it's also just as easy, too, as just grabbing another gear when you screw up a corner here and driving yourself out of it.
That's a very good point.
Really ruins the racing in a lot of senses, which is one of the big problems with the short track package that I want to see them do away with before the season ends. But I know we won't, probably. As Cox leans on Miller going into turn 3 and clears him for position.
Drew blazes all over the back bumper of Miller now. Not able to get the run coming out of the corner, though. So looks like Miller's going to hang on to 20th. Vroman is pulled away, though, man. Or Maines is pulled away from Vroman. Not even close.
Hey, look at the porta potty on the back straightaway. That's neat.
Just in case there's a red flag and the driver's parked on the back straightaway.
Could you imagine if somebody somehow found a way to hit that? Be wild.
You put something on a racetrack and they're going to find a way. Some way, somehow, someday, it'll happen.
It'd be some real crap if somebody hit that.
And we're going to go to our final commercial break of the racing action on that note. Be sure to stay with us for more poo jokes on the other side.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome to the... That was awesome. Welcome to the Ryco Performance Friday Night NiS Top Split. I don't know if I've ever done that in my life. That was a funny reintroduction back to the race. Garrett Main's still leading the way. Nicholas Roman has crawled that gap back down. I have completely screwed with my brain on that one. I need Sheldon to save me. I don't think it's going to happen, though. It's just a one-man show.
Hang on.
SOS.
Oh.
Clayton off into the inside. That's Houghton on the outside. What can he do this time? Can he do something without wrecking a competitor? We'll have to wait and see. On the outside.
Put him in the wall.
No, he's on the outside. He can't put him in the wall. He would be the one in the wall.
He's going to put himself in the wall.
That could happen. I wouldn't be surprised. James Houghton on the outside. Trying to push, trying to keep the momentum off the corner. Oh, he almost puts himself in the wall.
Oh, and here
Tommy
comes
Gossett coming back to him.
What's he going to do here? You got
Who
hip
could
checked
it
by
be?
both of these guys when they went by him.
Hoffman takes a spot.
And if I know
Gossett with a
Tommy,
little bit of momentum. He's fading inside. He's looking.
I know he's going to return the favor here.
He's trying, but I don't know if he's going to get it done.
Houghton knows it's Tommy, and he knows that he hip checked him earlier. He just let him
What
go.
in the world?
What is this? Patience from
Oh.
Houghton tonight.
I can't believe I've just seen what I've saw.
Have you ever?
No, I've freaking never. I tell you what. Nicholas Roman's starting to run down our race leader just a little bit.
Yeah. Hey, what do you know about that Ryco Performance hot rod?
I know it's fast.
Well, I said again. What do you know about that Ryco Performance hot rod?
I know Garrett Maines wins in it a lot.
Trash, man.
And you could too, because at Ryco Performance, we're more than a setup shop. We're a performance provider, preparing you weekly with data and setups to get you ahead of the curve of the competition. Whether you're a seasoned sim racer or a weekend warrior, our cutting-edge data packs and one-on-one coaching sessions are tailor-made to push the limits of yourself and your virtual race car, giving you the winning edge that you crave. Why should you choose Ryco? Well, we have expert craftsmanship by a team of seasoned builders, cutting-edge performance enhancements tailored to your vehicle, and unrivaled coaching and reliability to handle the most demanding circuits on the iRacing platform. For more information, visit us at Ryco-motorsports.com, where we build champions and deliver results. Big thank you to Ryco Performance for sponsoring our Monday and Friday night endeavors. You like that, Sheldon? I was playing you all along. I knew what you were getting at, but I had to do the slow burn.
That's all right. I'm used to getting played at this point. I just hurt myself with that comment.
I don't even know what you said because our producer talked at the same time, so I just heard a big gurgle of nothing.
I'm not touching that.
I can't distinguish two voices apart whenever they're both in my ears.
Nope, Houghton with a slight block down here.
Action on the racetrack. Houghton has been sliding here recently.
Yeah, I mean, he was driving real aggressive there early, and I think he might have hurt his stuff a little bit. And
Somebody play Tom Petty.
The fall off, isn't very big here, but that's the problem too, though, since everybody is so close and the fall off is, since there is so little fall off, once you burn those tires off just a little bit, that 1/10 that you're slower, it's going to stack up really quick.
That's a good point. I didn't really think about that. Vroman is still cutting into our race leader's gap ever so slightly, down to 1.5.
Is Roman doing what he does every week?
He's just snaking along in there. Garrett Maines could just be managing the gap. We don't know. Could he be playing with our heartstrings? Could he be thinking that I have a chance, or making me think that I have a chance with the race pick? Just to pull away at the end. I feel like it's possible.
He's trying to keep us awake up here.
Maybe. I appreciate that because I mean we've gone off the rails how many times?
Oh, we got a yellow.
The yellow flag
We
is
got a car on the
flown.
wall.
That's not good. Can't quite tell who that is. I've said his name tonight, so I should absolutely know. Drew Blaze. It's Drew Blaze that has found the fence out of turn number 4. He got Tim Horton behind him once again. I think that Canada picks him up one.
I don't think Canada picked him up. I think he got in there, dropped gear, and wheel hopped a little bit.
I
It
don't
looked
know,
like he
man.
got loose.
I think
early into
Canada
that
might have
corner.
ran him over just a little bit.
Canadians don't run people over. What are you talking about?
I
man.
think I saw what I just saw. I think Mr. Canada.
Watch it again. Watch again. Gets in here. Well, yeah. No, he didn't even touch him. He just got loose.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, don't you be.
He's probably apologizing for it anyway, even though he didn't do it.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, man. I'm really sorry. Did you catch the Canucks game the other night?
I'm sorry, but Why does it come out like that?
Why, dude?
Why does it come out like that? I don't know. I'm trying to do a Canadian accent and it comes
This point,
out
just do an
terribly.
Aussie accent.
Dude, it's just it's weird. I can't hold an accent. That's not good. I don't know why I try.
You looked at a map recently?
That was so bad.
Like, did they not teach you geography?
It's not about geography, man. The two dialects for some reason mix in my mind. I try to pull one out and the other one starts flowing.
Speaking of, I don't know.
Oh,
Here's
this
the
is
question. Who's
devolved,
going to
buddy.
take 2? Who's going to take 4? We got a late race caution.
Is it too early to take 2? 25 laps to go?
Don't think we're going to be pitting anymore after this. Most of these guys just used their last set.
Well, everybody took 4.
Stayed out early.
So, I think that makes I think that's our decision, or that shows our decision. I think the caution just came out a little bit too early to take 2. If we would have had like 10, 15 laps left, sure, I could have definitely seen it. But with 25 still in store, that's a lot.
Here's a problem, too. Those guys that didn't take tires on that first pit stop,
Yep.
I do not see there being any point to come in and take tires for them at this point if we get a late race yellow. How many times can I say point in a sentence? Let's find out.
I think I agree with you. I think it's too late. There's too many cars on the lead lap. 29. So you come down. 25 people are guaranteed to stay out. So at best you're starting 26, and we've seen you can't pass.
Look at that flag man holding that thing steady for us.
He's doing a great job up there.
He's been great. All race, you just look up there. He's just staring lifelessly at the cars. He's deep into dissociation. Yeah, look at him.
How does one get that job?
I don't know. Hey, Todd, how'd you get that job?
Isn't it like Barney or something?
Nah. Barney got fired.
What is the shoddy camera work?
Oh.
C minus. Obviously. You have limitations, Darby. I need you to step it up.
All right, we need a new drone director.
We need a new producer.
Like pronto.
Bring Taylor Burris in. Bring up the recruits.
No, do we want Taylor running everything?
I've got a 12-year-old out of Ohio ready to do it.
Sort of like last week, I was talking about the race, and he was focused on the hot dog stand in the infield. Yeah, I'm throwing you some shade, Burris.
Got a scholarship coming his way.
Full ride?
Of course not. We don't make that much money.
So we're paying for his lunch, then?
Yes.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Maybe his pillow. Something pretty cheap, you know.
Here's 24 boxes of ramen noodles and
Yeah.
an Arizona tea. Knock yourself out.
Be sure to spread them out. Don't eat too many at one time.
Have fun with the hardening of your arteries.
Oh boy, Gateway has ruined our brains.
This is way better than the 600 was.
That's just because it was long.
Yeah.
We all know you can't handle long things.
And plus, we were talking about Cox the entire race, too, so I guess you just gonna fit in there.
Darby's grandmother is in the chat. Welcome, Darby's grandmother. We're totally not going to say anything that would get you riled up. That's for sure.
I bet Darby calls his grandma Gam Gam.
The pace car is off. Garrett Main's coming back to the green flag. And we're racing once again from Gateway. Joshua Watson not with a great start. Roman trying to just stay in that second place spot. Huge opportunity just to hang on to the second place position. Give yourself a chance to fight Mains. Watson, though, on the inside, trying to take it off of him.
Watson with a slight loss there, but he's going to dive it down to turn 3 on the inside of Patrick Gitter. Gets close. A little bit of a door, but Gitter's going to fly by on the top line, like we've seen so many times today. It's just so hard to get it done on the bottom.
Clean so far on the restart. Figured there might be a little bit of argy-bargy, but not going to see it so far. Patrick Gitter, though, he's coming back. Look at him flow through the second. Where did he come from? How did he get that move done so easy?
Feeling he made a couple adjustments on pit road.
Yeah, I think that's safe to say. I mean, he hadn't been able to pass Tommy Gossett all night, and he just made Nicholas Roman look like he was a chump. I mean, what the heck? He's flying.
Roman.
I know, and he made him look like a chump.
He's getting a huge run on mains down here going into turn 1. Brakes early, going to set up the corner so he can get a little bit wider arc so he can get a better run out, hopefully.
Well, there might be some new magic adjustment everybody's going to have to figure out. Because my word, Gitter.
Not huge, though. Not enough to buy him, but...
Oh, he's getting on the outside.
Comes Gitter around the top side on the right rear quarter panel. Huge run straight to the wall.
Joshua Watson hit it hard even further back. Okay, so suddenly we have a race for the lead that we definitely did not think we were going to get. Gitter is flying at the moment. Still 20 laps to go.
Here's the question, though.
Oh, man.
How much Gitter using his stuff already?
If he gets by him, does it matter?
It is mains.
That's a good point.
If you have the slightest weakness, that man's going to find a way by you. And I mean, same story for Gitter, though. Because Gitter is cooking tonight.
I mean, he could not do anything with Tommy Gossett for 50 laps, and he has just fought his way up to second. And looking pretty sporty against Maine so far. I know he hasn't really gotten to the inside, but I think he's picking and choosing his battles a little bit wiser. Hoffman to the inside of Joshua Watson, a little bit further back for the 4th place spot. Joshua Watson pincing him down. Not giving Hoffman much room to work with. Oh, Watson trying to
chase him back down the track here.
Tommy Gossett goes with his teammate on the outside. These two not done fighting for 4th. Hoffman drives him up. Contact once, twice. Then back down to the bottom. Clayton Hoffman uses him up and takes the spot.
Here's the question. What's Watson going to do to retaliate? Because he just got slammed around there. For a solid lap, he's going to give him the bumper going into turn 1, going to dive down to the bottom. And is he going to use him up?
I don't know if he was trying to give him the bumper or if he was getting the bumper from Gossett at the same time. Gossett was all over the back of him coming down to the 1.
What are you talking about? Gossett doesn't move people.
Are you sure about that?
He's a clean little angel out here, man. He's like the Mark Martin of this series.
Didn't we just say he was Ryan Newman earlier?
Nah, man. Are you trying to gaslight me?
A little bit.
Nah, I would never gaslight you guys.
My mind's already blown from Gateway anyway, and now you're just trying to completely throw me off the edge.
Are you crazy, or you never listen to what I say? No, terrible.
Wow.
C-.
Gaslight me more. Oh, they're mad in chat. Jose Acosta's pissed.
Here's Hoffman.
There's been an F-bomb thrown in the voice chat.
Whoa.
Becerra.
I can't be listening to this kind of language. I'm a family man.
Yeah, Luis Becerra got into the back of Acosta and just about destroyed him. I mean, he drove through him.
Oh my God.
Goodbye.
Acosta's just been used up by just about everybody out here today.
Yeah, and you never like anything that's used up.
No.
It's a bad thing. Bad. Don't get used up.
I'm trying so hard to be professional right now.
I'm not.
Your mom jokes are about to start.
I want to hear them. How do I need to prop this up for you to knock them out of the park?
Not with Nan in the chat. Oh, we got a spin! Perfect timing. Is that Houghton? Oh boy. Punisher's been punished.
You gotta think he's getting close to the incident limit, huh?
Something like that.
Austin Fitzgerald on the inside.
Yeah, he just wasn't dealing with that pinch this late in the race.
I mean, you can't really pinch somebody down to the inside groove. I said it in the pre-race. The inside is a no-go.
No, and
That lane is not really a lane. It's not a racing groove.
No.
So Houghton just kind of pinched him a little bit too low, I think.
and we're listening to a full-fledged fight here in the driver chat right now.
Yeah, I told you, Jose Acosta is not happy.
Efforts boiling over.
Tommy Gossett's taking his tires. What the hell?
But Tommy, that is a bold strategy, and I don't think that's going to work out for him.
Oh, boy. There's going to be 9 laps to go on the
Man, look at
restart-ish.
See the steam coming out from behind that visor right now?
He's pissed.
Look at him. The way he's violently shaking his head here, and yeah, Acosta's pretty ticked off.
They should let you emote, show your displeasure out the window.
Man, it's a good thing they don't, because I'd have probably set the limit for that.
You can point people down to the inside. You can wave, being like I'm pitting.
You can
Flick them a bird if they cut
Yeah,
you
you can-
off.
give him the third finger for Dale.
Yeah.
I have a button on my wheel that I push when somebody ticks me off, and it says middle finger out the window.
Yeah, a lot of people have that. You're not original.
And, I started doing it a long time ago.
Yeah, whatever you say.
Look at the traffic. Man,
I'm surprised traffic's even muddled in, to be
Yeah.
honest.
got a big old truck stop over here.
I know we can see the arch if we pan over to it in the right direction.
No, where's the arch at?
You pan too far.
Oh, give us a zoom.
It's over there somewhere.
Let's look at that beautiful St. Louis skyline. It's gonna be across the river. Not that river. though.
God bless, this is disorienting.
Right there. Yeah, See the skyline? Zoom. Zoom us
Oh, it's
in,
over there
Hoss.
somewhere. We're having a hard time here tonight,
Oh,
folks.
man. Got all these cameras. We couldn't afford to get a zooming lens. Zoom.
Yep, unfortunately, we are bound by our software. And by the person working it.
All right, what we're gonna need to do is zoom in to where you can only see one car on the screen at a time,
So we can be just like Fox.
just like Fox.
We gotta be just like the pros. I want you to zoom in on their wheel well. Like, I want to be able to see their brake rotor only.
And you also got to bump the quality down to 720p. Oh, here we go with the Fox cutaway car. Yep, that's suspension, and it's doing suspension stuff, guys.
As you can see, there are brakes inside of the race car. They get hot. It makes it red. So we're going to zoom in into it every single corner for a handful of laps.
Let's look at the engine. Yep, that is a motor.
What? Well, we still got 9 laps of action. No telling what's going to happen here at the end. I think the bumpers might come into play. If somebody's close enough to the leader, I feel like the bumpers are in play. Just with the nature of the racetrack, I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm curious to see what Tommy's going to do in 4 freshies.
Probably nothing. He's back in 25th.
I think the bumper's going to come in play.
22nd. He's back in 22nd. There's not enough.
No, I'm just
He
saying.
should
I
have
think the
stayed
bumper's
out
going to come
and
in
took
play.
his top 10. We'll have to see. I just don't have much faith in it. I think he might get it back up to like 15th or 16th.
I think that was the last strategy you'd want to
But
take.
we'll have to find out. we'll be able to keep an eye on Tommy Gossett on this restart, and we'll obviously keep an eye at the front. 9 laps to go. Garrett Maines coming back to the restart zone one more time tonight, hopefully for the final time. We'll have to wait and see. Back in the restart zone, Garrett Maines back to the gas, and we're racing once again side by side for second. Getter with a helper on the outside. Clayton Hoffman pushing him down the front straightaway.
Getter's going to dive deep into turn 1, but Vroman's going to send it even a little bit further. Vroman to the inside quarter panel of Gittover. He just cannot keep up with that run on the outside. He's going to cycle in third place. Getter's going to get up to P2.
Can Getter run him down? Can he get up to Garrett Maines, and can he give him a little bit of a shot and move him up the racetrack? Take that spot. Coming to 8 laps to go this time by. Oh, they're wrecking further back, way further back in the pack, heavy into the inside wall. Multiple drivers around. The yellow flag is flown again. Jose Acosta is destroyed. And he's not alone.
Oh, wrecking after, too.
James Miller.
Yep. Houghton at it again.
Gosh.
That's
Well,
just...
And
I
at
think
the
he's
very
on the caution
end,
clock tonight.
at the very end, poor James Miller got flick spun to oblivion by Jose Acosta. I mean, destroyed him.
What a horrible night for both of them, especially Jose, man. He's just been... It seems like he's been everybody's brake pad tonight. But
Houghton just pushed too wide and got him.
Yeah. I mean, it's... Look, it's been a trend with him tonight, and Zach Gossett just absolutely got destroyed, and that's why he didn't want to come back there and take those tires, man. Had a great race lined up, good finish, pretty much in the bag. All you had to do was stay out there and come in, take 4 tires, and get caught up in somebody else's mess.
You said Gossett? Yeah, Gossett was damaged a decent bit on the front end. Not huge, but enough to, well, it bent up his nose pretty good. Like I said, should have took his top 10.
Absolutely should have. He was running, what, 6 at the time?
Around there, 6th or 7th.
Yeah. Now he's
Flex spin, bam! You're dead.
Jesus, the
Mortal
amount of the amount of net cut that came off the two of them after that hit too was kind of batty.
That was kind of batty. She kind of thick.
Yeah, I do it. Saw do it. Garrett Maines, still your leader.
Not gonna have too much time left on this restart. Probably what, 2 or 3 laps to go?
I don't think this is gonna be the last restart.
You don't?
Well,
What are we doing with these camera angles? I don't understand why we're in the freaking woods.
oh man, that's a great little ATV trail we got there outside of the track.
What in the?
That looks like ATV Off-Road Fury from PS2.
I don't know what that is.
Oh god. Oh dude, you're too young for us, man.
Hey man. What was this game?
ATV Off-Road Fury.
Yeah, I don't know. I
PlayStation
was an MX versus ATV guy.
Same creator, yeah.
Oh, same creator, okay. I just haven't heard of yours. I don't know what to tell you.
It was so good. Free roam maps.
How good was it?
It was amazing.
Oh, yeah.
All right, back at it.
You're talking about this game like I talk to other people about NASCAR. Probably a little bit too much.
You just had to be there, man. Like, just cue the Vince McMahon crying scene right now, you know?
Oh, man. So we're going to have 3 laps to go on the restart, it seems. I feel like Garrett Main's going to be pretty untouchable on the restart. It's going to be tough. I don't see anybody second and third working together, so it's going to take a hell of a jump from Patrick Gitter on the outside to be able to maybe challenge out of turn 2 on the first lap, and then after that, I think his chance is kind of dead.
I think it's going to take a hell of a jump and a hell of a send for Gitter to get by Mains. Like,
no brakes. Wall ride. Halfway through the wall ride, slam on the brakes so that the car just skips sideways and then full throttle.
Did you just say wall wide?
Pray. Wall wide.
Wall wide.
I'm going to wall wide it all the way around turn 1 and 2.
I'm going to do a Hail Melvin.
Probably not. Oh, somebody's in the runoff.
1X.
I just want to be in a race where somebody destroys that and causes calamity. I just want to see it one time.
Oh, you and I could race and I could hook you into it.
Okay, let's do it.
Last week at Charlotte, I had a car hit the barrels at the end of pit road.
Oof.
I had the wreck cleared, and then I had a car in my windshield.
Well, we're going to have to see if any of that happens here tonight. Hopefully for the final time tonight. We're coming down to the restart zone. Who's it going to be? Garrett Mains, Patrick Gitter, Nicholas Vroman, the heavy hitters up front. Gitter does not get going. Garrett Mains through to the lead, and Vroman all over the back bumper.
Vroman with an incredible launch on the restart here. I wonder if Mains might have timed him down on it so he could get a little bit of an edge over Gitter.
He's a second.
Oh, and Gitter's going to get in the back of Mains. I mean, Vroman here. Oh, huge wreck.
Around. They're wrecking big time down the back. James Houghton again. He's got to be at some type of incident limit. Drew Blaze down to the inside, getting spun off in the grass. Imagine he's got at least a black flag. Who's surprised? I'm not.
There's no way for me to be able to see that, is there?
Fitzgerald, he was the first one that went around. Nolan just got into him. Fitzgerald might have lifted on exit, and Nolan drifted a little bit too wide. And, well, the melee happened behind Tommy. In it again. Should not have taken the tires.
Yeah, I was right.
Tough break for Tommy Gossett. Bam. You're done. And so is half the field. Everybody is wrecked.
I thought you were about to sing Kung Fu Fighting there for a second. I
No,
don't know
really
why.
Want to.
That's where the brain went.
Everybody. So every time I say everybody from now on around you, I'm just gonna say it in like the in the song's sound.
There you go.
Everybody. Just to have you on edge. And someday I'll finally hit you with it.
Okay. Sounds good to me, buddy. I know you'll forget that before we
Nope.
hop in here.
That'll be the day
week.
that your life changes.
That'll be the day my life changes.
I control it. I control it with the drop of a hat.
Huh. You've already made my life worse in numerous ways, so we'll play it by ear.
Well, I didn't say it was going to change for the better.
I wasn't expecting it to.
Just to make sure we're on the same page.
Nick would be saying something about, the final brain cell.
Now I really want to sing It's the Final Brain Cell. Gateway, baby. Man, I wish that they built a better track in this part of the country, because these people deserve a race, but not at this place.
What they need to do is put 40 degrees of banking in it and make it a super speedway.
Yeah, I agree. We need to build up them walls and build up the banking and let them rip.
Honestly, a paperclip super speedway though, that would be
Man,
something.
we would have so many blown tires. The loads would be insane.
Oh yeah.
Especially with how tight 1 and 2 is here. Forget
Yeah.
about it. We got jet dryers slipping off the banking at Talladega. They wouldn't make it a second here.
You said what would be insane?
The amount of tires blowing.
Oh, no, you said something else.
What did I say?
Yes.
We've officially lost it in the booth.
Yes.
Hey.
It's a new record for us.
Well, the good news is we only have... Oh, no, it's an NiS. We have 3 green, white checkers. Just kidding, guys. We could have 3 restarts, depending on how these guys get out of turn 2.
Well, let's take a look through the field. Who's alive? Who's dead?
Well, everybody that's a lap down or more is dead. Luis Becerra, Austin Fitzgerald, Jose Acosta, Justin Pearson, James Miller, Joe Beasley, Edward Scher Jr., all at least a lap down. Everybody else, the other 25 cars on the lead lap. James Houghton, I imagine, probably has a black flag. He's been involved in just about everything tonight. So I imagine he's either there or getting close. He's back in 25th. And then everybody else scattered throughout the field. Biggest mover from 23rd to 5th, Clayton Hoffman. We're coming through turns 3 and 4 for what could be the final restart of the night. Garrett Maines on the inside. Nicholas Roman, his teammate, on his outside. Patrick Gitter back in 3rd place. Once again, who's it going to be? Those are the guys you got to pay attention to. Garrett Maines gets a huge jump on the restart. Roman and Gitter are just left in the dust. And the field is scattering behind 3 wide down to the 1. Ping pong.
Oh, 4 wide in turn 1 here. I don't know if they're going to be able to make
contact.
that stick. And they did. They made it work.
And they're side drafting heavy for second. Garrett Maines is pulling away. He's off into the distance, but they're still racing behind. That yellow flag could still fly as everybody funnels down into 3 and 4 for one more time around the Gateway Motorsports Park. Garrett Maines is out to take the white flag.
Garrett's got it. This thing's official. One more lap. Get it around here clean. And you got this thing in the bag, man. Gitter with a huge dive to the inside of Roman here. Looks like he's going to get him. No, Roman's going to get a huge charge down the back straightaway. They're going to be dead even coming into 3. Austin, take us away.
They're racing hard for the second place spot, and that's all Garrett Maines needed to see out of his rear view mirror. Garrett Maines coming out of turn number 4 as they fight hard for second. Garrett Maines is going to win the Ryco Performance Friday Night NiS Top Split from Gateway Motorsports Park. Nicholas Roman steals second away from Patrick Gitter at the line. Not much between those two. But Garrett Maines is going to be your victor here tonight. No surprises. Kind of a surprise. Nobody picked him in the pre-race picks. But really not too surprised to see him bring it home in victory lane.
Just dominating performance from flag to flag from Garrett. I don't think we expect to see much more, though, especially after, the heartbreak that was Monday night. He must have put a whole lot of laps into this thing, and, he said that Ken was going to be back to work on the set later in the week, and it looks like they've come a long way from where they were Monday night.
Yeah, they were quick all night, finished first, second, fourth. Patrick Gitter, Team Conti, splits them in 3rd. Really good run from Gitter in the 3rd place position. Great job from Garrett Maines tonight doing his victory donuts. We're going to break into our final commercial break. On the other end, we're going to try to talk to our top 3 finishers. welcome back. We're going to run through our final race results of the Ryco Performance Friday night NiS top split from Gateway. Garrett Maines, he ends up winning it here from Gateway. Nicholas Roman in second. Patrick Gitter rounds out the podium with Joshua Watson, Clayton Hoffman, J.R. Barbarema, Matt DiCiani, Paul Bergoli, Luis Salmasso, and Matt Cox rounding out your top 10.
You got Andrew Dyson in 11th place. He's followed by Thomas Hazard. Tommy Gossett with a decent recovery to 13th after dropping all the way back to 22nd on those tires. Still would have stayed out if I was him. 14th, you got John Payson, followed by Robbie Kuritz. 16th place, we have Drew Blaze, Joshua Gaithright, Danny Gutierrez, Daniel Forgiani, and Timothy Harper round out your top 20.
21st place is going to be Stan Carnathan. 22nd, Nolan Hodgson. Miller Bonds in 23rd. Russ Boysford 24th. James Houghton rounds out the top 25 with Luis Berzera in 26th. Austin Fitzgerald 27th. Jose Acosta in 29th, actually. Justin Pearson 28th. James Miller was 30th. Joe Beasley and Edward Scher Jr. round out the 32-car field. We're now going to talk to our top 3 finishers in the race. Up first, we're going to talk to 3rd place, and that was Patrick Gitter. Patrick, congratulations on bringing it home on the podium tonight. You had a good run, but I hate to say it, but I imagine you could probably paint me a perfect picture of Tommy Gossett's back bumper after tonight's race. Talk to me how hard it was to get around that one guy in particular, because later in the race you seemed like you could pass anybody except for maybe Maines.
Yeah, man, that was tough. This is a track where you might have, if you take 2 tires on a stop and you've only got 15-20 laps on your lefts, you can still be competitive. But that said, Gossett was definitely hard to get around, and then whenever I was starting to make passes, I was getting doored down to the apron in 3 and 4, which was frustrating having fresher tires, but that's how the racing went, so we dealt with it. And then towards the end of the race, I was able to get around some guys pretty quick, and ended up being a really fun battle there at the end between myself and Maines and Broman. Man, those restarts were tricky, but it was a lot of fun there at the end.
So, Patrick, I feel like there was one of those runs that it felt like it could have gone green in towards the end, where you got up to second and you were just kind of trying to chip into Garrett Maines' lead. If it had run green at that point, do you think that you would have had something for Garrett? Because you were really quick all night.
Yeah, I think so. Maines is obviously fast. He wins a lot of races in these series, and there's a reason he's in the Coke series. But once I finally got 1-2 to him, I felt like I had as good a pace. And at that point in the race, we had, 30-40 lap run to go, and I just knew our car was going to be really, really strong through that period. So I felt like I could have had something for him if I could have set up a pass, but it just didn't pan out tonight.
Well, Patrick, who do you have to thank at the end of this one, buddy?
Yeah, definitely Team Conti Sim Performance. They've been fantastic all week. We grabbed a couple big wins this week, and then Conti grabbed, I think it was NiS or A Open SOF, one of the two. So we've had good showings in these higher SOF races. Shout out to Martin PC, Seminario Designs, and certainly you guys up in the booth for calling the races. It definitely makes these higher SOF races more exciting, having a broadcast on it, so appreciate that.
Well, we appreciate you, Patrick, and congratulations on the 3rd place finish. Good points tonight, and good nights for the iRating as well, finishing so high up in the field. And looking forward to seeing what you can do next week at Sonoma if we see you there. I know a lot of guys don't like running the road courses, but if we see you, looking forward to see what you can do.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, guys.
All righty, that was our 3rd place finisher, Patrick Gitter. Congratulations to him once again for finishing on the podium. Next up, we're going to bring in our 2nd place finisher who beat Patrick Gitter by, a couple hundredths of a second. That's going to be Nicholas Roman.
Hey, Nick. Man, another solid finish for you. It seems like you're in the top 3 just about every week. Nice, quiet night, no real issues from what we saw up here in the booth. Do you think you had anything for Maines there at the end if the thing would have gone green?
If it went green, I think so. Like I was catching pretty, and I was just talking about it. I had pretty decently better tires at that pit stop, so I think if it would have went green, I think we definitely could have had something for him. Now passing him's another story. He's fucking hard to pass. It's not an easy thing to do. So, but it definitely would have been interesting if it stayed green.
Yeah, I feel like we all kind of got robbed there, especially with how hard it was for you guys to kind of come out single file there on those last few restarts. I can tell that there was no countdowns, so to speak, on the greens there.
Nah, this old chump here. We don't. He's muted in our Discord, so I have no communication with him anyway. But it's one of those things where I'm starting a race whether he likes it or not. So either A, I'm running in the back of him, or B, he's going when I get to him, which that's what he did. He went when I got to him. So that's why I had such a huge run and get on the outside right there.
No, it was a just awesome performance for you and honestly both y'all. Y'all were just the top of this thing tonight. Anybody you got a shout out this evening?
Yeah, man. Shout out to myself. You know, I built this set from scratch. Ken was gone. I put maybe like 25 minutes into it, and it's pretty good. Shout out to Conti though, man. Their car on the short run is fucking fast, you know. But long run, this car was on rails. So shout out to me again. You know, Jacob helped out, so shout out to Jacob as well and everyone else on the team. Ken maybe take more vacations, and maybe we'll be having another rocket like this all the time.
Man, but still on the same thing you had Monday night then, huh?
Yeah. No, we tried a few different things, and we just this car was definitely the best.
You guys had them waxed for sure.
Out of all things, you know, we tried before, but yeah, man. So shout out everybody in Ryco. Shout out to you guys up in the booth. Shout out to my chump ass. You know, able to get P2 here again. I wish they would have stayed green. I think I might have had something for Garrett, but it's just not how the cookie crumbled tonight.
Oh man, hey, we appreciate you. You have yourself a good evening, all right?
Thank you again. Shout out to Getter, man. Coming out of turn 2, it was pretty close. I fucking gave it all to clear him, and I think he left it for me a little bit. He said, you know, so I appreciate that, and because I think we would have been dead out too. So shout out to Getter, man. It was a fun race with them, but appreciate it.
Appreciate you, man. Take care now.
All right, later.
All right, that was our second place finisher, Nicholas Roman. A very humble interview, I gotta say, for sure, out of Roman. Big thank you to him for being so humble and kind. But next up, we're gonna talk to our race winner, Garrett Maines. It's, well, I would say becoming a common occurrence, but it's been a common occurrence to have Garrett Maines up in the broadcast booth. Unfortunately, we couldn't talk to you last on Monday night, but you made up for it tonight for the NiS series. Garrett, how's it feel to have a little bit of redemption off of Monday?
Yeah, I mean, Monday was something. I felt like, you know, I gave it all we had, but, you know, it was good to come back tonight strong. And, I mean, we had a really fast car. I felt like I kind of burned myself up there on the next to last run, but, I mean, even with that, the car was just so well balanced. I was able to keep having that drive off and in position there at the end. Had good enough tires to not really be worried about it. Strategy all played out the way we needed it to. So, I mean, at the end of the day, like, that's a smooth race for us. I wish we could have more of those.
Can you talk about how difficult it was to pass out there? I mean, it seemed like even whenever you were, you know, there's a couple times whenever you're stuck behind a couple guys. Like, how difficult was it to actually get a move completed out there tonight? It just seemed like you could get side by side with somebody, but you would just kind of get stalled out and get into a battle that lasted laps.
Yeah, I mean, I was fortunate to have a lot of drive off the corner, so I didn't experience it to the same extent, but it felt like the outside was actually not the preferred group by any means, but a genuine option for descent purely because you had so much draft down the next straightaway. It was hard to, like, you couldn't get clear coming off the corner. It was very difficult to clear in one turn. And then, I mean, they would get 70% of their position back on the next straightaway purely just because, you know, of the draft. So it made for, you know, a bit of a process coming back through the people that stayed out on that one start. But I don't know. I mean, we had such a strong car. It wasn't a huge deal, but I could see, obviously, if, you know, we didn't have that, that could be a very extensive battle for sure. It's just, you know, I could see the workings for it.
Well, Garrett, there was a couple runs that I felt like if it went green to the end, you would have had to at least fend off either Gitter or Roman. Were you worried that any of those runs in the last 20 or 30 laps, if they would have run green, that you would have actually had to kind of put up that defensive fight that you were talking about?
I think the only run that I would have had to worry about it would have been the next to last one. It was the caution that came out that made it like 30 to go. The run that we were on when that caution came out, I think Roman was going to catch me probably with 10 to go. Do I think he would have had anything past me? Maybe not. I mean, we're on the same stuff, and at the end of the day, like, his tires are not dramatically better. My handling was still fine, so I felt like I could have put up a fight. It's hard to cut through that dirty air once you get super close, so, I mean, who knows? I think it would have been an interesting race for sure. I mean, I'd already gone into tire save mode to try to, like, you know, kind of even it out before he ever got there, but there was no doubt that I saw him coming.
Well, Garrett, congratulations for fending them off even on the restarts. Plenty of restarts that you had to get a good jump on. So congratulations for holding on all of those and bringing home the checker flag once again for the NiS series. Who do you got to thank?
Yeah, I got to give a huge shout out to Scott at MCU Body, Lennox, the guys at Left Court Brothers, FGR Excel. A huge shout out to the guys at Ryco this week, Jacob and Roman putting in a little extra work while Kim was on vacation on, on the Gateway car, which, big thank you to them for their effort on it. Glad we can have another piece to bring to victory lane.
Well, congratulations, Garrett, for winning once again this week, showing that even whenever Ken's not here, Ryco's still pumping out good setups week in, week out. So congratulations for winning the race tonight from Gateway, and looking forward to seeing what you can do next week from Sonoma. I imagine you're going to be pretty daggum fast at the road courses, too.
Hey, we will see. I hadn't actually thought that was next week, but I found out today. I was like, you know what? That actually sounds kind of fun. So I'm going to put some work in this weekend and see if we can show up for Monday.
Oh boy, the field better watch out. Garrett Rains is putting in the practice for it, so be sure to watch that on Monday night for the top split, the A Open and B Open top split for next week for everybody. So thank you again for talking to us, Garrett, and congratulations on the win tonight.
Thanks, sir.
Alrighty, that was our race winner, Garrett Main. Sheldon, you got any final thoughts about the show we saw from Gateway tonight?
It was Gateway. I mean, it put on kind of the same deal that we had Monday night, where there wasn't, a whole lot to be done, but that's the nature of the beast. I do want to say we're going to Sonoma next week, and I'm wondering, is it? So Garrett said he's practicing. Is it too early for me to make my pick?
No.
Well, I always jinx people, so.
Oh boy. Well,
that could be the show in itself.
Before you jinx it, I'm going to go ahead and sign us out. From the entire GridVision team, we'd like to thank you for watching and participating in the chat. And for looking at our schedule real quick, because I always forget that somehow. Looking at it this weekend. Well, or not this weekend, sorry. Looking at next week. Obviously, Sonoma Raceway for the Ryco Performance Monday night and Friday night top split. 8:30 Eastern on Monday, 9 Eastern on Friday. Wednesday night is going to be the Thunderclap iRacing series. Unfortunately, they do have to go to Worldwide Technology Raceway. I kind of feel bad for them. New Hampshire the night after that on Wednesday night for the High Slide iRacing series. And then the Majors 24, going to be Saturday and Sunday. Be sure to tune into that. We've got, 18 hours of that? So it's going to be a heck of a show next weekend. But now, from the entire GridVision team, we'd like to thank you for watching and participating in the chat. For more information on getting your league broadcasted or starting your career in broadcasting, contact us on Facebook, X, or email us at info@gridvision.live. Congratulations to Garrett Mains on winning tonight's race from Gateway. This has been Austin Edstrom, standing alongside Sheldon Atkins and Austin Darbyshire in the production booth. We will see you next time on The Grid.